glasses on to look all studious and smart. In previous sessions...
I have to get glasses. Oh, did I tell you the other day when I went to check in about my weird, doctor says to me, would you like to read the chart? So he stands me in the chart room. And I'm standing there and he goes, okay, start reading down as far as you can go. I got to line 4.
That's not bad.
Actually, that's awful. And then it was all gone. And I looked at him and I said, but just quit.
When's the last time you had an eye exam? Are you kidding me?
I don't do doctors. I really don't like doctors. I don't like doctors.
Yeah, nurse.
Well, no, I like doctors.
No, nurse. So at least, and I'm not exaggerating here. You know I'm not exaggerating here. At least once, twice a week I get so have you ever had this? And then I get a thing like this big in my inbox of random medical stuff.
Well, no, that was about 2 specific things. Come on. Recently.
But it happens all the time.
No, it doesn't.
No. Don't make me copy and paste on our fan page. I'll do it.
It really doesn't.
It can be the most random thing, from muscle twinges to anal leakage. I'm kidding.
No, we don't. No.
Anyway.
No, we don't talk about that.
And I'll say to her, what did the doctor say? Because when you are a nurse,
I don't
it's
know.
true.
It's
true. When you're a nurse, you self-diagnose, and because you're pretty much sure it's true what the doctor's going to say.
Yeah.
But when she's about to go on and do a show and she can't breathe because of gallbladder symptoms, I'll go as soon as the show's done.
I'll go as soon as it's done.
That just drives me a little bit crazy.
I did do that.
So I'll tell you, I did prolong the whole eye exam thing for quite some time, to the point where Harry caught me taking a picture with my cell phone of the label on the medicine bottle and zooming it up.
Come on. Okay,
and he's like, so when are you gonna go get your eyes checked? And
I just go into the stores if I'm in Shoppers or something, and I just find a younger sales associate.
I'll tell you what happened though. I went and I knew they're having me read, and I'm like, can we just tell me what I need so I can get out of here? And I love the professional optometrist people. You go to school and you do your thing. But when I went to pick out the things, and the cute, adorable little sales girl says, so I would really suggest bifocals, I thought I was going to throat punch her. I thought I was going to legitimately throat punch her. And I said, no, I'm not there yet. So that was 2 years ago. I'm due. I go like in 2 weeks. And now my thing is, because I can't see close up, but it's been 2 years, and now I'm starting to, I do this all day long. Yeah. So I know I'm definitely going to need the old people. Love you, old people. But
listen, I have a suggestion though. Don't really do this. However,
really do this.
As you know, my hubby decided to take a header in the bathtub and try to kill himself.
He didn't try to kill himself. He fell.
He fell.
And had severe eye damage.
Anyway, but we're not talking about that. We went last week for his appointment with the eye surgeon.
Right.
Because they had to do all kinds of surgery on this mess. And the eye surgeon did an eye test.
Right.
And for some odd reason, his fall seemed to have knocked something loose.
Okay.
Because he has 20/20 vision.
Really?
And 3 years ago, he was in bifocals. Now, explain that.
Well, I don't want to get a concussion to fix my eyesight.
But whatever works. No, seriously, I'm not kidding.
I thought I could get LASIK, but I took my husband for a consultation because he's worn contacts for like 30 years. His eyesight is way worse. But you can't get LASIK for when your vision is bad up close.
No.
Because that's the lens in the back of your eye.
Exactly. Yeah, they can't do that.
So that sucks. So bifocals it'll be.
Maybe.
But I mean, they do the invisible line. My thing is, until you get used to it, it makes you really
You're going to trip over the stairs.
Right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, just, so whatever.
This is why I will have 2 pairs of glasses. One for distance and one for reading, because I'm not going to risk tripping over things. I'm already dangerous.
Right?
I don't need help. I really do not need help with that. And we know what will
Pairs of
happen. I'll look down too
glasses.
quick or I'll look up too fast and walk into a wall. Because I do that.
She does. She does do that.
It's just not worth it. It's better to just pay the extra money and get 2 pairs.
I put my glasses on.
For a reason.
Right.
I don't know. She's Googling something.
Right. I am, because I the last time we talked,
Oh, God.
we were talking about how my hot flashes were just new in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Aren't they wonderful?
Well,
They're really not.
It's causing a new problem in my life.
Are you itchy?
No, I'm always itchy.
Oh.
But
Okay.
I can't sleep.
Yeah. Welcome to hell.
So I'm not getting them a lot during the day, but it's literally
Mm-hmm.
causing me
Mm-hmm.
massive insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm laying in bed 2 nights ago.
And you're Googling. Were you Googling what to do about this? Instead of
course.
calling the doctor?
What's the doctor going to do?
Instead of calling the
She's
doctor.
such a dick.
Uh-huh.
What's the doctor going to do?
Well, nothing, because
Exactly.
we're not
Because
going to.
I'm not going to go on any sort of hormones because it causes cancer, and that's
You
just
don't want to go on hormones. Why would you do that?
right. So of course, first I Google all the natural stuff, and because of other medical conditions, that's not a thing for me. Okay, so I literally
What did you
started
find?
laughing. I
Some of this-
literally started laughing as I'm reading this out loud to my husband.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I want to hear this.
So clearly, we are now on the scene. We're on a mission
Yes, we are. We're on the mission.
because
We're on the menopause mission.
when I buy a new dustpan, I read 700 reviews before I buy the dustpan.
Uh-huh.
So I research
Uh-huh.
everything.
Uh-huh. Can a
And
woman have an orgasm? Or
after
who spelled that?
menopause.
No. Read how that's orgasm is spelled.
Orgasm.
Orgasm. I am.
Whoever's writing these articles on menopause clearly wrote that. So as you can tell, because when you read something, I read and I read and I read, and I was mortified.
By the symptoms? Don't read those.
Not the symptoms.
Seriously.
I basically wanted to know, that I wanted to know what causes the hot flashes, just the hot flashes, okay?
Mhm.
So everything that I read, I was laughing about
Uh-huh.
because
I'm sure.
I know what causes menopause. I
Mhm.
know all of these things. Just give me some information on what causes these hot flashes.
Where she's going with this.
And I wanted to know, what I can maybe do to try to alleviate them, okay?
Okay.
So, when I Googled,
It's vasodilation for anybody that.
what causes,
It's vasodilation.
well, I couldn't even get that
Anyway.
far.
You get that
Nope.
far?
Nope.
It's a lack of sex.
Well, we know that's not my problem.
Yeah, it's not your problem. I'm
No.
not talking about that anyway. Oh, I have to discuss something else about menopause that you will see comes up. Oh,
Why are you scaring me already?
it's not scary at all. Let me assure you, it's not scary. Okay.
So,
This
the
will be
more-
the first time I've talked about that
the more that I Googled,
publicly, though. Anyway.
the more that I Googled, I said to Harry, I'm going to read you. I didn't tell him what I was Googling. And I said, I'm going to read you these things, and I want you to try to guess what it is I'm researching.
Mhm.
And it said ways to avoid, and I didn't give him the topic.
Mhm.
And it said, I knew it was ways to avoid hot flashes in menopause. And it was wear layers,
Mhm.
avoid bending over,
Uh-huh.
use an ice pack,
Uh-huh.
Avoid caffeine,
Uh-huh.
avoid alcohol.
Uh-huh. Red wine. It's bad for you.
And I'm reading these, and he's like, he went from everything to how to keep cool during a workout, it could have been, he said, ways to recover from a hangover.
Mhm.
It was the most vague.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like, how long will hot flashes last? Anywhere from 6 months to 10 plus years.
Or more.
It was the most vague. They don't know what causes them in this
No.
article. They were like,
No.
researchers have been studying this for many years, and we've yet to narrow down. There was no concrete causes. There was no concrete ways for me to avoid them,
Mhm.
and no help for me.
No.
Like it was avoid spicy foods,
Mhm.
avoid, anything that was on the list, I don't really engage in,
Nope.
you know.
Nope.
So I'm like, well, these are coming on so bad at night that they're
Yeah.
waking me up every hour on the hour. Every hour. I'm waking up
Dripping.
with this, but I'm not sweating.
Oh,
It's
well, give
just
that
an
time.
internal,
It'll
like
happen.
when you're sick and you have a fever and it wakes you out of your sleep, like panicking because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I have to take everything off because I'm boiling. Like if you touch my skin, it's on fire.
Oh, yes.
But then I take everything off and I fall asleep. And then I wake up because I'm frozen.
Yes.
And it's a cycle. Every hour, every hour, every hour. And there's zero information. Like zero information. And that blows my mind that I can reach out and get so much information on, every other ailment,
But not hot flashes.
but not menopause. I don't understand.
It's because it's been pushed under the carpet for so long. It's just something that we have to go through. Unfortunately, it's true. We have to go through.
Absolutely, you have
We
to
don't
go
have a
through it.
choice.
But I was even looking out for boards where other women.
There's a board. It's called Power Surge. Go find it.
Is it helpful?
Actually, it is.
Okay.
It's called Power Surge. Menopause.
So
Power
I
Surge
wanted...
Menopause, not that one.
Oh,
Power
that's
Surge.
electrical.
Not abnormally high voltage lasting a short period of time. That kind of goes along with this too. Power Surge Menopause Forum, right there.
Oh, there it is.
That one. Which you need to join. Where you
For
go.
women. Here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I
That was very helpful for me. This place was actually very helpful. I really do recommend
Support
this if
for
you're going
women.
into menopause.
Right. So this is what,
Because they ask some of the strangest questions on here about things that you never in 1,000 years would think could possibly happen in menopause. And you think you're the
Right.
only person out there that's got like this itchy big toe.
Right.
And it won't go away. And you think you're losing your mind, which
Or
is not what
shooting
happened to me.
pain
Or
up-
shooting pain.
up my vagina.
That's it. Or shooting pains.
That's new.
Yeah.
Just sitting here,
Yep.
all of a sudden it'll be
Yep.
like,
Oh, I'm awake. Wait till you have the. I'm not even going to go into
No,
that
I wanna
right
know
now.
this one.
That should be the next topic, I think. No, maybe not.
No,
Maybe it
'cause-
shouldn't be the next topic.
why you turn your head when you want to tell me something that's going to scare me?
Oh, it won't scare you.
No, I want,
It
it's a
won't
good one.
scare you at
Okay,
all.
give me a good one because I'm terrified.
Wow. Yeah.
Multiple orgasms?
You know how men have wet dreams? The same thing can happen to women in menopause.
Oh, I like this.
If you haven't experienced it, I can't even talk. If you have not experienced this, but
While
you
I'm
wake
sleeping?
up while you're sleeping,
Oh.
which is, I mean, how does that even happen? Your hands are here. Literally, your hands are here. You're frozen when you sleep. You're paralyzed. You can't move around.
Okay.
Your muscles naturally paralyze you,
Are
so
you
you
dreaming
can't
about something specific?
reach out.
Or
No.
do you not remember?
No. No, but you wake up. You wake
Like a
up having
wet rubber
in a
boot?
climax.
I love this.
My husband doesn't even know this yet. Oh, this is going to be great when he sees this. Because honest
won't
to God, I mean,
understand it.
how
It's
do
okay.
you share that with people? That's. It's like you say to your husband, "Oh my God, you know what? Whoa!" I call them. What do I
Because
call
most
them?
men will be like, well, what were you dreaming about? And who was it
Exactly.
about,
What were
right?
you dreaming about? And honest to God, nothing. But I was actually researching it, and
Yeah.
it's not always common.
Yeah.
It's rare in women over 50.
It's
So
all,
yay me.
It's all hormone
But it's
surges,
all hormone
right?
driven.
Absolutely.
And what they say it relates to, it's a similar idea to the hot flash, is the vasodilation. So all of the blood gets
Oh,
pushed
yes,
out
yes,
towards
yes.
the surface of the skin, but
That
it
makes
also
sense.
actually goes into the genital region.
I really hope this happens to me.
Well,
the bad things that are
I
happening?
tell you. But you wake up, and the first thing you think is, "Oh my God, what's wrong with me?"
Oh, I would.
You do.
I would be throwing myself a party. We'll have a party right here.
I've learned to embrace
when
it.
this happens.
I have totally learned to embrace this.
We
But
will have a party.
yeah, so I call them spontaneous orgasms. I have no other word for them.
I wonder if it could happen while you're awake.
If you're riding the right bike, yes.
I don't want to ride a bike. I just want to be,
Well, you know how some women like those balls? You know those balls?
Benoit balls.
Whatever they're called. Hey, listen, Benoit balls in my day were this big
I
balls. They were that
see
big
them.
each. There was 2 of them. It was like sticking testicles up your vagina.
Hard testicles.
And they were hard.
Ah, come on.
They were hard. They were cold.
Right? Aluminum ball bearings.
And if you walked the wrong way, you could hear them going click, 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 click. And they came in their own little box.
Yeah, like a Chinese Asian box.
Exactly.
Because I remember being at somebody's house and they were there and I was like, oh,
What
that's
is
a cute little
that?
jewelry box. And they're like, don't touch those. Don't touch them. Like,
I just want to understand women from the generation prior to me.
yes.
Like, why that big? I just
Right?
don't understand. It was like a pair of eyeglasses.
Mm,
Like this.
right?
Yeah.
See, it makes me clench my vagina when I talk about it.
So I think...
I'm sorry.
I think maybe back in the day it was a lot to do with the fact that they didn't have the same type of information as we have now. So women today, if they've had children, naturally everything gets a little bit loosey-goosey down there, right? But now they've got yoga for vaginas, for Christ's sake. And now they've got physiotherapy.
The minute you said that, I thought, remember
Physio.
what was that exerciser thing for your legs?
Oh,
What
the
was that?
Suzanne Summers thigh
I
master?
thought it was that for a vagina.
Exactly. Yeah, those thigh masters, they hurt. If you don't do those right, you get bruises. It looked like you had really good sex. Anyway.
Maybe we can make one of those for the vagina.
We should make a little barbell. Hey. Okay, we thought of it first. Don't anybody take our ideas.
Patent. What are you going to call it? The Badge Master.
Badge Master.
Badge Master 2000. Right here. You heard it first. Patent.
Coming to a
pending.
sex store near you
No,
soon.
we're going to sell it online. No more sex
Or
stores.
shoppers.
Some people get really creeped out by going those. There's a really classy one on
I like
Richmond.
sex stores.
Have you been to that one yet?
In Richmond? No.
You know the chocolate shop on Richmond?
Ferret? No. That's not there.
No.
Oh, I know.
Annie's.
No, I have never been in there, actually.
Really classy.
I live a block away and I've never been in town.
That's where I did my hand job class.
We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes,
Your hand job? I thought you did a blow job.
it was
class.
a mix.
Oh,
I
it was
did
a
both
mix.
in one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
learned how to
taking.
do it
I'm not
backwards.
taking those classes.
I had so much fun. I laughed a lot.
I'm sure you did.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to teach
Mhm.
one day. I'm telling you.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Anyway, but yes.
How to give a blow job during a hot flash with
See?
Christine Cosgrove.
During a hot flash.
Mhm.
That's multitasking at a whole nother level.
With sharp pains going up here for JJ.
I did read about that.
Mhm.
I did read about that,
Mhm.
and that is hormones. And I
Yes.
remember my mom and my aunt telling me about those one time.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I literally went like a scream, not a good scream, but not a
This
good
wasn't
scream.
an orgasm scream at all.
Yeah, it was weird.
This was somebody just shoved a nail up there.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
right where your taint is. It's
Mhm.
like
Mm-hmm.
well, nobody told me that was going to happen.
Yeah, we survive it. We also, I mean, survive it and wait for the spontaneous orgasms.
So you tell, like I did.
Yeah,
I
baby.
told my daughter all about, when she's going to get a period. Now she's at that age where she hasn't had children yet, so she's always all her friends are. So I'm telling her
Yeah.
all of those stories. Now I have to tell her about these things.
Oh, this is nothing. Come on, we're strong. We're a woman. We're strong.
I like my
We
sleep.
got this. Yes, she likes her. She's an Aquarius. Aquarians love their beds.
But I was like,
if they're
oh,
not
I
eating in their
fucking
beds or
love
having
my
sex
bed.
in their beds or sleeping
my
in their
bed.
beds, they just like their beds.
I do.
It's
I love
true.
my bed.
They really do.
And I went through like 10 solid years of chronic insomnia, and I
Uh-huh,
just got
uh-huh.
that sorted out, and now this.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this nonsense.
What about melatonin?
Mm-hmm. So,
Anybody got any ideas for some natural sleep aids? Because we both know we're not taking drugs.
no, I did melatonin for a while, but it really gives me like this crazy leg jumping thing.
Okay, so you don't want to do that. There are other options. Oh, why don't you just get the turkey enzyme? Why don't you go to your doctor? Well, our doctor. He's our doctor. Our poor doctor. If he ever sees these videos.
Dr. Elijah, we love you.
We do love you, Dr. Elijah, and we
But
know
we
that.
do. He knows us so well. We just go in there and be like, and he's like, what do you girls need?
Yeah, what do you want?
So I went in there 2 weeks ago for whatever. The chick sat me down, shut the door, and left.
The chick.
Sorry. And when the door shut, you'll never guess what was on the back of the door.
What?
A foot. With toe fungus. And I spun around. And I went, no. And when he came in, I said to him, we have a problem. And he's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And I said, we need to remove all of these. And he went, absolutely no problem. And he peeled it off the door and he said, by the time you come back in here, they'll be all gone.
Good for him.
He's
Dr.
the best.
Elijah, you win.
He's the best doctor.
You win. The last time I saw
Yes.
him was for that breast exam because I had
Yes.
some weird breast stuff
Yeah.
going on. Really weird breast
Took me a
stuff.
while to get her into the doctor.
Listen, I thought I had a rash. Anyway.
Have you ever had this?
Anyway, And of course, as it turns out, it's not breast cancer, according
Yes.
to 47,000 tests later.
And Google searches.
And Google searches. We still haven't worked it out, though. We still haven't figured it out. I think it's from driving, actually. And I know that sounds completely off the wall, crazy, but
it's also nerve pain. It's also definitely something going on.
It's definitely with
your neck, I think.
It's not my neck. The doctor the other day told me it was my brain, which doesn't surprise me either.
Which is also nerve related.
Let's be truthful.
Come on, that's also nerve related.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So I go in there. I'm getting my breast exam. Well, I'm lying on the thing. Like one of those short things that you had.
The paper ones. It's like,
yeah.
no.
It's like, what is that?
I told him he needs to get
Could put that on a toddler.
No, we told him he needed to get real, actual
Paper gowns.
No, not paper ones. Cloth ones.
The cloth ones, yes.
Don't
Yes.
use
Pajamas.
paper ones.
Just give us pajamas. Make it easy.
I just put it down. He walked in and I was just topless. I didn't even put it on. I'm not kidding.
I was like, hello,
I'm
that's
here. Ridiculous.
You're a doctor. You can deal with this.
That's ridiculous. I'm not putting on a paper towel.
You can deal with this. So there I am, and I get in there, and he comes walking in, and I have not seen this guy in 2.5, 3 years. I'm
That's
not,
bad.
honest to God, I'm terrible. And he says to me, what's going on? So I described my symptoms to him, which were extremely odd, to say the least. And he says, okay, lie down, we're going to do a breast exam. So there he is, and he's pushing around, and he's, and he says to me, he says, is there any breast cancer in your family? And I went, yes, but 3 generations back, I'm not even going to worry about that, which was probably not the right answer, but there I said it anyway.
Yes.
And I followed that up with, it was my aunt. She was 30. She wasn't terribly bright, apparently, because, she got a lump and she ignored it for a year. Like, duh.
Secret had this.
Anyway, bless her heart, rest her soul. And then he says to me, he says, we just need to rule out that it's breast cancer. And I said, well, I have Googled everything.
Doctors love to hear that when you walk in.
He looks at me.
Symptoms.
Yeah, he just looks at me and he goes, please just stay away from Google. And I said, well, it's one of 3 things happening here. And I said, we really need to strike out the first 2. I said, so I'm leaving that to you. His poor nurse was standing there looking at me the whole time going,
yeah. It's
because I was just so flip.
It's what we do, though. I usually go in and say, if you could order me this test and if I could see this specialist, that'd be great.
We're good.
And we walk out, and it makes his job easier than mine.
He's used to me now, though.
We're lucky, though. That
He always tells me to come in with Dan.
Yeah.
He tells me to come in with my husband because I go in with my husband. And the doctor, always says to Dan, is Tanya in the waiting room? Go get her. So I'll go into the room with Dan, and the reason he wants me there is so I can tell him what's wrong and what we're doing about it.
That is true, because it's also Harry's doctor.
It's great.
Yeah, and he'll say, has Harry had blood work recently?
Yeah.
What does he need? What meds does he need?
It's like we took the puppy to the vet.
That's
true. That was mean.
I have the cutest puppy ever.
It's so true. Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? I've noticed that too.
What?
I've noticed in terms of age and stereotyping and that kind of stuff that if something's going on with your spouse and your spouse is in the hospital, they really tend to acquiesce to the female. So
yes,
when Dan was in there after he had his tumble in the shower, we went in there and they were great. They were wonderful people. Mm-hmm. They truly were really, really great staff. But they were very, what's the word? They almost handled him a little bit like he was a senior citizen or somebody who wasn't cognitively kind of connecting to them.
Well, I mean, he did hit his head hard.
Well, he did hit his head. No, I understand that. But
probably, maybe we should ask her these questions.
But the way that they were phrasing it with me, the way that the way they were addressing me was almost as if, I don't even know how to describe it. It was weird.
Like he wouldn't have been capable of answering.
Like we know he is not capable of answering, even though on a lot of things he was. On some things he wasn't. Let's be honest, he really wasn't. But you can really see that with the younger staff sometimes.
That's interesting.
The younger staff. Like the other day when I went in to make sure I wasn't having a seizure. Oh.
See,
I don't go to doctors.
This is what
she can tell you the truth. It's true, right? I don't, do I? I don't. But I literally have to be heading into rigor mortis before I'll go.
Can I ask why that is?
Why? I have to be heading into rigor mortis?
Yeah. Do you know why? Like, is it because...
Because I'm not supposed to whine.
Is it that? I mean, I will tell you.
It's not fear. I'm afraid.
No, I know it's not fear. I absolutely know it's not fear.
I'm a control freak.
I know. That's mine.
I'm a control freak.
That is my reason. That is my reason.
It's no, I know what's going on here. You can't tell me. I could be in the throes of a massive stroke and I would still
Thank you
drive
for
to
using
Toronto
that
and
word.
go shopping.
Thanks for that word, because that is exactly what my last message to her was.
Are you having a stroke?
She's like, this. I'm like, but I already know what it is. I'm like, and it's not a stroke, right? Oh, no, absolutely not. But I am guilty of the same thing. Like, my husband does have to say 5 times,
Go to the doctor.
I really wish, can you just, and then he'll pull out the sympathy, like, for me, will you please? Because, you know, I'm like, but I know myself well enough,
I
and
know what it is.
I spend so much time there, and I know what they're going to say, and I know what they're going to do, and literally, unless I feel like I'm this close to something catastrophic, then I'll be like, okay, I feel like this is something serious, and I should go.
I passed out cold one night from a gallbladder attack. Long time ago. So this is not new for me. This is just who I am. And it was the first time I'd ever had a gallbladder attack in my entire life. I didn't even know the gallbladder existed until that point. And I was literally, I'm not kidding, I was on the floor. I had taken everything known to man in the 2 hours preceding. I had taken Eno. Have you ever had that stuff?
Oh,
the liquid?
yes. My body still tries to feed it to me.
I had taken Eno. I had taken every antacid I could find, Maalox, Advil, you name it, to stop the pain. It was incredible pain. And I'll never forget, just before I literally went out cold, Dan, my husband, said to me, I had a 2-week-old baby at home, which probably should have been a good reason to go. Yeah. Anyway, but my logic doesn't work like a lot of people's logics work.
Yeah.
And I've also got a nursing background, right?
Yes.
So I know how things go. And my husband said to me, I'm calling an ambulance right now. And I said, no, you're not. I won't go. I'm not getting in an ambulance. And he said, well, you have to go. What if you're having a heart attack? I'll never forget that, because it feels like a heart attack to anybody that's had a gallbladder attack. And I remember I looked at him. I was on the floor on my knees. I looked up at him and I went, Dan, if I was having a heart attack, I would have been dead 3 hours ago. We're fine. It was true. It was true.
I'm totally fine. Just on my knees. I'm fine.
But my logic kicked in, and I'm not the most logical person. I'm a Pisces, right? But my logic kicked in because I had the medical background, and I'm like, if this was a heart attack, I'd have been dead by now. I would have totally been dead by now. So this is clearly not a heart attack.
Right. So my question is,
how
would that have gone? Well, I'm sorry that your mother's dead, but she said absolutely not.
I got lucky.
Gallbladder attack.
I got lucky that time.
Right.
I got lucky that time. Which is why the last time it started, I thought maybe I should get this looked at this time, because I'm a lot older now.
Right.
You know, and this could possibly kill me, actually.
And that's how I think now too, because I passed out cold in a bulk barn like 10 years ago. I don't even remember why I was there, but I woke up and all the people are looking at you and
probably licorice.
Like, what's your name? Blah blah. And I knew nothing for like quite some time. And they wanted to call an ambulance. And I was like, no.
Just get away.
They let me drive home. And I found out through an MRI like 5 years after the fact that it was actually a small stroke. But now at this age, I'm like, man, I should probably
maybe get that looked at. What do you think?
You know,
maybe
when you're getting up there, you're like, when you're in your 30s, you're like, whatever.
Oh, you just don't care.
And
even
you're
in
busy.
your 30s.
And you're busy.
Look at that day. Did I know you that day I fell in Shoppers?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I slipped, went flying, and I landed on one of those hard, those hard shopping baskets.
She falls a lot.
Oh my God, that was awful though. It was awful.
It was. Did she go to the hospital?
No, I didn't have a choice. I went to work.
Yeah.
I picked up all of my stuff off the floor.
Yes.
People are like, let us help you up. And I'm like, no, get away from me. I can do it myself. It was hurting so bad.
Yeah.
But I'm stubborn. I'm so stubborn. And off I went, picked up my stuff, paid for my merchandise, left the store, went to work. I think I was at work for a hot half hour before I thought, no, something's bad here. So I called a cab. And went over to UH. And it was hysterical. Well, it wasn't funny, but it was funny. Alison Dubois was coming the next day. She had a show here in London.
Yeah.
Me and Carol were in charge of that show. It was a big deal. A big deal. And I'll never forget the doctor. He came around the corner and they've got me propped up because they can't lay me flat. It's because the swelling right here. It's like I had a second boob right here. It was up to here. It was huge swelling. And I will never forget the doctor's face, ever. He comes around the corner. I'm in one of those Jerry chairs, a Jerry chair of all things. It was great because, like I said, I couldn't lay flat. I'm in one of these Jerry chair things, and he walks up and he's pressing around, and I'm like ready to go through the ceiling. And he says to me, "We're gonna have to get a CT scan." And I'll never forget. I looked at him and I went, "For what?"
I have to go.
And he, exactly. And he looked at me and he says to me, "Because I do believe that you have a lacerated liver." And I looked at him. I will never forget, these words fell out of my face. I looked at him and went, "Oh, no. I do not have time for this shit today."
Yeah.
So that isn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
He was so, and then I realized it was a chief of emerge.
It was a serious shit.
And this is serious shit. Because all the tests that they had done prior to this, like when I first got in there, so they'd done urinalysis, this, that, and the other, and there was like blood there, and there was blood here, and he was like, "You're bleeding somewhere."
Mm-hmm.
And all I could think was, "Yeah, I got a show tomorrow. I don't have time for this crap.
Right.
I gotta go."
But women do that, right? Women are bad for that.
Oh, yeah.
Super bad.
Oh,
that.
yes.
We don't have time. We have to take care of everybody else.
Yeah. So I walked around at the Allison's Wash show looking like I had 3 tits. I looked like some anomaly. I had a small tear in my liver. Thank Christ I didn't lacerate it right in half. Well, I wouldn't have survived. I would have died.
Near-death experiences.
This would be a completely different conversation right now.
Right?
Uh-huh. Right. We went totally off the topic of hot flashes. We
It's
went
okay.
from hot
We do that all the
flashes
time,
to
though.
spontaneous orgasms. Just you wait for that, girly.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, but you wake up and you're all confused.
Right? Like,
And you're
who's
like,
here with me? Did I yell out loud? Was I moaning?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, yes. 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 Oh, yes. 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 Oh, yes. 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 Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.